Okay, guys, there are 7 cards in Is Your Ex Coming Back spread. As you know, this is really meant for the people who actually want their exes to come back, or maybe even wondering what is going on in their head, because they sometimes use it for relationships, especially relationships that are on and off, and that way we find out. So these cards are called significators, meaning I picked them, and I picked them not to read them, but sort of like to read a category. Just think of them as a title on a beginning of the chapter. So altogether, they're sort of giving me the story, that entire book. I picked the first card, the Magician. In this category, not to go into details, if you order the spread, I'm going to explain in way more details what basically I meant behind this. But in short is, if this relationship was ever a go, are you swimming like up the stream and trying to make something live that really shouldn't be? Temperance card is here reversed for a reason, because upright temperance means, hey, I can glue anything, I can work on anything. So obviously this is talking about ungluing, and this is going to tell me what exactly you really need to repair in this relationship if this is ever to go. And this is if this category is really telling me, green light. Then I have a Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands as significators. It could be either or. One can be you, one can be a partner that you are inquiring about. And this is the energy and the flow of information and the flow of thoughts in between the two. So now I see the Judgment, and this is like the biggie, because that's that extra information. Okay, what was meant to be learned in this relationship? What lessons you have to absorb, right? Even if this is not meant to be, like, there are still lessons to do it, right? You know what they say, we meet somebody for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. And then lastly, we have 4 of Wands, and 4 of Wands is really talking about where is this heading. So this is a short and sweet explanation, and if you basically watch this first, now it is a good time to go back and see the entire reading. Love you. Okie dokie, Virgo. Let's see what is in the store for you. From what I see, it's a little bit of everything. You are looking for a partner who really fulfills you. Look, there is the Hermit, which is your card in your partner's house, unless you consider yourself this Knight of Wands. And yeah, guys, if you haven't seen the significators meaning, or if you're going to ask me questions, this is everywhere the same, then just check the introduction. Very important. You guys are having a karma card here, Justice, but it's reversed, and it is in the house of what needs to be glued. I guess it sounds like that you really wanted some kind of equality, that you wanted some kind of like feeling of everything is working well, everything is there for a reason, not for a season. And that's why the Sun is here, which is 1. Then you have 11, so 1 1 1. Then we again have a 1, and then we're gonna have a 10. So, and then we have a 2 9s, which is just the stage before 10. So it almost looks like somebody's pushing forward and somebody's saying no. So it clearly could mean that some of you guys want a commitment, and that commitment is still not there. The Justice is reversed, and certain things need to be still really kind of like talked out. And it's not that there is like a lack of love. Oh my gosh, there is like tons of that. Emotions abound. Look at this, you're going from Ace of Cups to 10 of Cups. Maybe the person is saying, hold back, I need to think about it. And you're not sure anymore what's happening. You're not sure, like, why are we not running through that finale, through that kind of like finish line. They're holding back, and this is completely freaking you out. And it could be simply prenup for some of you. It could be for the others that, maybe they haven't finished with something legal that has been going on in their life. Maybe they're questioning child support and the billings and the bills that need to pay. They are going in a stage of kind of like almost like lethargy, not apathy, lethargy, where the Star is reversed and Star is in the karma house over here. It's kind of like, I just cannot do it. I just have no energy to do it. And I don't know what to do. Just kind of leave me alone. Maybe you're reading this like somebody's isolating you. Like, what do you mean isolating me? You want to be alone. What is that all about, right? We have these things going, and some of you probably have a family and children with this person, right? But they are in that hermit mode. So guys, it takes one to know one. You sometimes go in that mode. You sometimes kind of like figure out, okay, what is the wise thing to do about it? Maybe I simply need to spend time and I need to think about it. This card really concerns me over here, because that's that lethargy. But when lethargy becomes chronic, it's that depression, and it's kind of like the sense of the hope is gone, right? And they kind of like feel really bruised because of something that has been going on in their life. Maybe they're really afraid to hope for something nice. You have people like that. It's just like when something nice happens, they're terrified that something will go wrong, and and they end up being depressed. Or maybe they feel like you're pushing too far and they're not fully in balance, they're not fully figuring things out, and they don't want to kind of like be fools rushing kind of a story, right? But this kind of looks like moving forward. This kind of looks like, look, we have been through so much, it would be kind of completely silly to give up or do something about it. It is kind of like, really, maybe one more try, let's do it, right? As I said, there seems to be so many elements here other than, put the ring on it. So, and it looks like, like we people are like that. We kind of like have everything that really works, but then we don't like to stagnate, because for us not moving forward, it feels like stagnation. So it's okay. If you love me, put a ring on it. Let's tell to everybody about us. But that's kind of like everything is there. You met the family, you met the friends, you know it, but you don't have the title. And either that a girlfriend or a wife or a fiance, it kind of like really feels like a barrier, right? So let's see, what else do we see here? Four of Swords, Six of Wands, Seven of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Eight of Pentacles. Now this is really interesting. Look at the sixes. There is like definitely flavor of soulmatey flavor. I do have to tell you that kind of like feel that you might be a little pushy and that you might be a little flighty, because you become very reactive when they get into their own moods. And I don't blame you. Like, really, people should be able to communicate. Look, I'm in one of my moods. The problem is, like, if you don't know somebody, which kind of like it does look like here, you don't know this person very well, or you might revive something that has been maybe kind of like just being tucked away, just to again experience this kind of like wall of some sort, right? And kind of like wondering what happened and why that happened. And over here, that sense of victory, you need to kind of completely let go of. This is, again, not about it. It looks to me, they're like two women, or even three, in this person's life, or men, or two partners. There are other people, could be mother and somebody else. You see, it could be a third party, but that third party might not be necessarily actively pursuing somebody. It could be just somebody is really demanding certain things. However, Queen of Swords sometimes can just like represent a judge, because we have the same theme and they're mirroring now here each other. And that can simply talk about the situation where, Queen of Swords, when you guys get to Queen of Swords stage, it's kind of like you're not spending any extra words on any kind of explanation. You really go to basic. Yes, no, I can do that. No, I cannot do that. I know how this movie ends, and no, I'm not going there. Yes, I see this like big red sign over your head flashing. No, 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 and no, I'm not doing that. It's really saying that at some point, if you want to go forward with this person where there is potential, but potential with limitation, that you will really need to discuss how to do it, because you're almost like at some kind of like status quo situation where there's like somebody who is in a way, and that somebody is like a whiny and using tears and using seduction as a method of kind of like keeping this person interested or keeping this person around, right? It could be also keeping this person guilty, in a sense of guilt, like I did something for you and now I need you, you're not there. It could be even financial support or financial drain that is really happening. And on the other hand, like you're dreaming, you're looking about all these possibilities, and it looks like all these possibilities somehow seem to be carrot on the stick. You just don't seem to kind of like be able to grab them. And then you're getting tired. So almost like they get tired, you get tired, like you're mirroring them, like they're really able to affect you. They're really able to affect your mood, and like you are really hating this because you're feeling like you're being controlled, even though without being controlled, that somehow your life spins around their moods, and yet you're waiting for them for something to be done. This is a very pragmatic card. I mean, it looks like this person also has something really pragmatic in them. That could be another Virgo, it could be another air sign, earth sign, another water sign. And I mean, you have all four over here, but these are like prominent over here, right in their segment. And they kind of like also realizing, look, you know, this is a big decision. I really need to really think through it, because this card is talking about, okay, kind of like, what do I need to rebuild? They're really thinking, if I go one more step, I will kind of like do that differently. So let's see, what is the idea of different? Look at this. The Temperance is showing up in the Temperance category. Well, you have agenda going back. Look at this. We have 6, and we have a 6, and we have a 6. And we have a 6. We have 4 6s. It's a very karmic situation. There are 2 karmic situations overlapping over here, with you and with somebody else. The Devil card is definitely a next. There's like somebody in their life who maybe depends on them, on their income, on their situation in life, on their basically they really don't trust themselves. They can do any better than that. And this person is leaning really, really heavily. This could mean that simply there is like a certain divorce or some kind of like legal dispute going on with another person, or maybe they're just trying to build something or rebuild something, or I don't know the details. Maybe something is in the final stages, because I do see that certain things won't be going forward there, kind of a thing, right? So you know, it does look like it's going to be some kind of a breakup on that end. But it also looks like you're coming back to something. It looks like you're coming back to certain things that didn't work. So, you see, it almost looks like that you have been focused on the wrong thing. That to you it was this other person who maybe has interfered. Maybe, you know, there was like some kind of obligation that had to be finished, and you kind of like started not to believe the stories anymore. And for a reason, because this person maybe have been, you know, a little bit to themselves and apathetic, as I said, not being able to really, you know, roll up the sleeves, maybe just a complete burnout. But in the Level card here, I think the 2 of you share unbelievable attraction. Attraction is clearly there. And look at that earthy attraction. It's like really a beautiful person who is like very sexy, very attractive. But unfortunately, these attractions, it's actually, 3 6s. I don't know, I think it's 4. There is a 4 6. No, there are 3 6s. 3 6s are 666. It's not a devil sign. Yeah, we do have appearance of devil, but 666 is karma, and there is like a definitely dealing with some lessons. You guys should maybe check into my karma reading. Karma reading tells you what is basically in between the 2 of you. But look at it. That's the communication between the 2 of you. It's kind of like everything is starting with big, lofty ideas. You want to go in the direction. You kind of like really want that happy ending for yourself. And it almost looks like when people pull away from that, and instead of the Lovers, which is just another side of this coin, it shows the Devil. It tells me that something hasn't been built properly here, especially the 6 on a 6, right? And So this is kind of like 22. So it's a master builder number. 22 is like, are you going to build this to last? This person is very concerned about that, because look, they're looking into this distance. They're like wondering what function really has to be here, right? Are we friends? Are we in relationships? Are we in friendships? That kind of stuff, right? And yet they're still stuck. They're still not able to reach this decision. They're probably telling you like, I just cannot do anything on a long-term planning right now. I'm just simply on a day-to-day need-to-know basis. I just cannot do more than that. On the other hand, like, you might be showering them with love messages, and maybe this is why they're even more stuck. And like, you feel, oh my gosh, them if you do, them if you don't, kind of a thing. When I don't communicate with them, it almost looks like they're going in a different direction with somebody. When I do communicate with them, then we kind of like get tangled up in some kind of like hanky-panky, and off I go. I'm again emotionally triggered. So this is a really tough situation, Virgo. I would like to know, what are your plans to resolve this? Because it's a yarn that we need to start pulling the strings, and it looks like the story will end in the reading next month. So for now, let me get your input, and if you want to get my reading with something that goes a little bit further than that, contact me at cattarot.ca. And in the meantime, you know what, don't give yourself some kind of like bitterness. Instead of like flirt and be a little bit lighthearted, and I really think that's kind of like what can benefit in this situation. You know that I love you. I would like to hear from you, and please, if this resonated even a little bit, because you do know this is a general reading, please share, subscribe, like. It always means so much to me. And until the next time, I love you, and I'll see you soon.